got the 36-inch bucket on today, and we are going to lay this hillside back, and I might have to pull a couple more trees. I was gonna make it a twofer today, but they won't let me have a burn permit because imagine that, it's windy in Kansas. So I'm trying out a different camera angle here. I've actually got you guys floating around on my hoodie. So let me know what you think about that. I got the 36-inch bucket on. This is the one that we fixed the back of it, or mostly fixed the back of it. May get back to that. I'm probably going to cut those wear bars off and straighten it out. My OCD kind of messes with me looking at it all still bent up. I know it doesn't affect the way it works, but anyways. But we need to lay this hillside back so somebody can mow along the side of it. I'll show you a view of it, you know, after I get some of it cut back, kind of see why it's actually needed. It's fairly steep, especially for somebody trying to mow it with a mower. So start down here, start getting this pulled back to where we can get some grade. I'm just going to throw all the dirt back behind me in a windrow. I can move it at a later date with the skid loader. I'll have the dump truck up here, but we don't really have a positive spot on where we're actually going to put the house yet. I say we, they, the landowners, they don't know what they're going to do with it quite yet. I figured I'd bring the 36. Ought to make a little quicker work of it. It would be nice to have the dump truck here and just load the dump truck right up and take the dirt to wherever it's going to go, but I didn't want to move it somewhere just to have to move it again. And everything except for up here at this pedestal is out there at the road, and there's no other utilities here, so it ought to be good. I need to call the cable company and figure out something. We need to lower that pedestal down, hopefully put it in a cabinet. Alright, so here was my fear on this one. This This is so steep. Actually, let me just get out. I'll show you guys. Get out of the machine. It'll be way easier to show you. Elevation doesn't show up real good on camera anyways, but this ought to show up pretty good. So you see what I'm doing here. Let me get the camera off my hoodie. You see what I'm doing here. We're trying to cut this back to where it's easy to mow. That this probably isn't laid back near enough yet. You know, that would still be pretty steep for a homeowner on a mower. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everything laid back, all the debris and stuff pulled off. I want to get elevation halfway close, but I'm still trying to save these trees. I think I'm going to take this little double. I'm going to take that double out. It's too close to this one. Out of the two, I'd probably keep this double here, the second one in over this guy, because it's right by that cabinet. But I'd like to keep all of them if we can. But obviously this one, it's got some dead in it already. But I'm going to have to pull so much back on it. We're going to have to lose this guy. I think I'm going to pull... I mean, I don't really have to lose much elevation by the scrubby tree down here, but this thing's so nasty looking. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. This guy, man, this is a lot of elevation. I mean, it's 3.5 feet or so, maybe 4 foot right there in the matter of like 3 or 4 feet. So really, I'm afraid that guy's going to have to go. He's too far up on top that hill. These are at least further back, and they're kind of in a low part. Granted, it might, this one here still might be too close. Anyways, but I'm just trying to show you what we're trying to do here. I mean, I'm pulling out, I don't know, that's probably a foot, maybe 14 inches or so out of that hump. And obviously the hump down there is increasing. Over down here, it wasn't near bad down here as it is up there going up the street. And here's this fiber cable line. Let's see what it is. That, well, I don't know what that is. I'd almost tell you that's phone line, but anyways, here it is right there. Obviously it's running. Here, I'm pulling it out of the ground right there. So it's running right here in line with that cabinet, but my mark is way down here. They say it's right along the road. Well, here, let's measure it out so we'll have a little more video evidence. Here's my feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half, almost exactly off that line. 11 and a half feet. There's nothing marked past this pedestal. Hopefully that is just old phone line that they still had in the ground, and then maybe when they shot in fiber they just used the pedestal, is what I'm hoping. But we're gonna have to lower that down anyways, because obviously we don't want a hump right here for the homeowner to have to come down and weed eat. So I'm gonna call them, but you can see I still have a pretty decent drop off into the ditch. That's gonna change. I'm gonna come in with the skid loader and I'm actually cut grade on this, and then I'm gonna move the dirt up and I'll get everything blended back in there, because obviously we don't want that weird little steep transition there. And then I have a special tool coming, a special implement for the back of the tractor that will help with all these sticks and stumps and stuff. Well, there's no stumps, but all the sticks and roots and all that. And it is supposed to create a really good seed bed. So hopefully that'll get here in the next couple weeks, and it won't be too late for me to use it, because I do need to chop up all the soybean hash, or whatever you want to call it, the leftover from the soybean up there. And then again here, I'm going to use my skid loader and I'm going to take that hump off, and I'm going to actually cut this ditch here. I'm going to cut the ditch wider and blend that back to where We'll probably end up putting an end section on both sides of the pipe. I did not do it yet because we may have to extend this depending on what they're putting on the property. Obviously this side over here, this isn't horrible at all, but I am going to come in with the skid loader. I'm going to take that top part off and blend that back, I don't know, probably to the dirt pile, so it'll be a nice even swell going down into the ditch. But anyways, it's definitely looking better than it was. And like I said, we'll be up here to finish it out with the skid loader, but let's get the rest of it done, and maybe we'll have time to go get the skid loader today.